management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Wardrobe provided by Bahari Bahamas. Visit shopbahari.com. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. It's always a pleasure to be in your company. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And it is a Friday, so you know what that means. It's TGIF. We are going to be looking at the week that was, and we're going to give you an opportunity to speak your mind today on this open line show. It's all about you and what you want to get off of your chest. And so we're going to be talking about some, highlights of the past week. Our telephone lines are 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the text line is 828-2543. 828-2543 is the text line, okay? So if you want to have your voice heard on the radio or streaming live on Facebook or YouTube or wherever else you catch us, the number again to call is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the text line is 828-2543. 828-2543. So let's hear from you today, because this is all about you. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot going on in the country right now. The big news, of course, is the budget debate. And I'm only going to touch on that today. You're welcome to speak to it if you wish. But next week, Thursday, we're going to have Marlon Johnson as the guest of GPS. And obviously, we're going to be talking about the budget at that time. So I would prefer to go into more details about the budget debate at that time. Okay, so we can skim over it today, but next week's Thursday's show is going to be all about the budget, all about the finances of the country. So I'm going to reserve going deep into it until then. But for the meantime, I do have a video clip to play. This is from Eyewitness News, and this is the report that they did on the budget communication that was presented to the House of Assembly this week by Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Minnis. Let's go to that clip.
Just one fiscal year after the Minnis administration requested its various ministers to find a 20% savings in their budget and reduced the budget allocations in 42 ministries, nearly 50 ministries this year are projected to see significant increases. Among them, the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, which saw its budget increase by $34.5 million in this upcoming fiscal year to $140.5 million. The Ministry of Public Service and National National Insurance received a $42.8 million increase to $306 million. The Department of Social Services will get an extra $21.1 million to $81.4 million, and the Ministry of National Security's budget increased by $4.7 million to $12 million. Now, some of that extra money, according to the National Security Minister Marvin Dames, will mean promotions for those in his portfolio.
The promotions have already been set. As I said before, those promotions, certainly with the Bahamas Department of Corrections, and we have been working as a government to see how we can create a separate commission like the police have that makes their promotion easier. But the Bahamas Department of Correction promotion falls in a wider public service, and so is often considered in that massive group. But we're working on addressing those issues.
He also said those extra funds will be used to hire more manpower.
Again, how important safety and security is to the stability and the foundation of any nation. And we continue to invest in our law enforcement agencies, and I don't think that that's expected to change. And they have high turnovers. People are retiring, and you have to be able to fill those gaps.
Not all ministries, however, saw increases, including the new Ministry of Disaster and Preparedness created following the devastation of Hurricane Dorian, which saw a $2.4 million decrease. During his budget communication yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said that recurrent expenditure is estimated to increase by $270.1 million. The total allocation for expenditure in the 2021-2022 budget stands at $2.83 billion.
Wow, we ain't talking a little bit of money, y'all. And there are some financial experts who are questioning whether or not we are mortgaging our future. Clearly, we're going into more debt to try to meet the government's obligations. And obviously, having a double hit like Dorian and then COVID clearly impacted those figures. But doesn't change the fact that we're talking about $2.83 billion with a B. So this is quite concerning, quite concerning. There are some who are arguing that it did not have to be this bad, that we find ourselves this deep in the hole because of poor decisions on the part of this administration. And there are some from this administration who are arguing, you think it's bad now. If those other folks were in, it would have been even worse. Well, Maud could say anything. We have obviously no way of knowing that. So, Maud could say anything, really, as far as that is concerned. But we can look back at decisions that were made that have led us to where we are now. And, when we see things that have taken place in the country, even in spite of the fact that we were hit by Dorian and then COVID, to spend $2 million, for instance, building sidewalks, and then try to justify that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm sorry. And, we did a show yesterday with two gentlemen from Atlantis who were both furloughed for more than a year, who decided to take that lemon and make lemonade, and went out and really, took their businesses to another level. But we're hearing that the government intends to extend the assistance being provided to persons who have been furloughed for some time. We're going to go to that clip in a little bit. But I dare say that I'm not satisfied that enough was done to try to stimulate our economy. Well, we're still waiting for the economic stimulus package. Yeah. Been what, 8-9 months? since that was promised. And we had all of this big celebration and, about the announcement of the Economic Recovery Committee and the wonderful work that they were going to be doing, and all these brilliant minds coming together. And they came together and they did their work and they presented their findings and their recommendations to the administration. And then that was the end of that. Crickets. We heard nothing more. And every time somebody brought it up, the response was, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Well, I dare say that if it's still coming after 8 months, 9 months, then this ain't emergency relief no more. Because it can be an emergency if it take you 9 months, 8, 9 months to respond. This ain't no emergency. It can be. Because usually when you hear the word emergency, that means, oh, I have to deal with this urgently, like right away, like now. Not dragging my feet for 8, 9 months and keep saying it coming, it coming, it coming, it coming, it coming. Something wrong with this picture. Something is terribly wrong with this picture. And maybe some of you out there are brilliant economic minds, brilliant financial minds, and maybe y'all can call or, put a message on, a comment on Facebook or text us or something to explain this and help me make sense out of it. Make it make sense. Because this ain't making no sense. This ain't making no sense. Let me read a couple of your comments. This one is from Romel. Romel says, who tell them to borrow this money? Bahamian ain't tell them to borrow this money. What happened to the sponsorship from Abaco and the money from the Aragonite? Well, I don't know what money from what Aragonite you're talking about, because we ain't making no money from the Aragonite. But quite frankly, if they don't borrow in the absence of any kind of plan, any kind of stimulus plan, if they don't borrow, then this ship going under. They right now doing everything that they can to try to keep this ship afloat. But it is taking on water fast. Let's be honest now. It's taking on water fast. And sometimes I wonder whether or not the leader of the country is more concerned about retaining leadership than he is about pulling the country up out of this conundrum that we find ourselves in. Why do I say that? It is pretty evident to me that he will do whatever it takes to retain power. That's how it seems to me, whatever it takes. And I watched with interest the announcement that my former boss, Sebastian, has now been named an ambassador to South Africa. Congratulations, Sebas. But I tell you one thing I know about my former boss. And for those of you who don't know, I worked at ILTV for about 6 months. When I was hired there, they were having a hard time getting on the air. I'm talking about the television production. And I was hired and got them on the air. And I guess that was all I was needed to do because I was let go shortly after that. But that's another story. So one thing I could say about my former boss, he's very shrewd, a very shrewd businessman. And he ain't gonna take on no post like no ambassadorship for nothing. It's always about what's in it for me when it comes to my former boss. What's in it for me? That's the bottom line. So I guarantee you that there's more to that than meets the eye. I can't wait to hear the backstory. I can't wait to see manifested what will come out of that as it relates to what's in it for him, because there's something there. Now, I know that for a long time he and others in the industry in which they are in, especially when they were operating under the radar, pretty much they have all the money. They got money to burn. We all know that. They're very wealthy men, right? They got the money. But what they were lacking for a very long time was the prestige, because there was this stigma attached to their industry. And so the Christie administration decided to regulate the industry. And that took away some of the stigma, because now they were no longer outlaws operating under the radar, but now they had government approval to operate in the open. But it's still, there was still this little bit of stain from the fact that this is how they became wealthy men. There was still that stigma to a degree. And I dare say that one of the reasons why Mr. Bastian created ILTV, and this is my opinion, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I believe that one of the reasons why he created ILTV is for his image. Sabas don't do nothing unless there's something in it for him. And so I dare say that ILTV was created to, that was his vehicle for his image enhancement. You need to get a message out, ILTV. It's like how the government uses ZNS as its mouthpiece. ILTV is there to highlight Sabas's image, to clean, to help legitimize his image. That's what ILTV is. And listen, as somebody who worked there, like I said, I got them on the air when they were having difficulty getting on the air. They have some great people working there. They really do. And one of the reasons why I was excited to work there is because I saw it as an opportunity for freedom of the press, where, because he didn't have to answer to anyone, that you would be free to report the news without fear of any kind of pushback. So that was why, Carl, I'm going to come to you right now. Just give me a second. That's why I was excited and took the opportunity to work there to get that station on the air. But I can tell you from working very closely with him, he ain't gonna do nothing unless there's something in there for him, something in it for him. And I'm very curious to know what that something is in this instance. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good morning, Lady Malcolm. How are you doing today?
Excellent. How are you?
That's good. I'm fine, thanks. I'm so excited to see that you're back on the airwaves.
Thank you.
Of course, we always miss your insight and your voice.
Thank you.
When I listen to you, I'm just so fascinated by you. You would be considered to be, a mother figure to me, but it's almost like I'm listening to my child, how proud I am.
Oh, wow.
Because you are a woman of insight. You're a woman of discernment. You understand? And a lot of times you speak and a lot of things, what you say, it goes over a person's head because they're just not on that level.
Mm-hmm.
There's levels to this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to say is I agree completely with everything that you're saying so far today in terms of Sabas and what the Eyewitness News brand was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sabas, when we look at Sabas, he's a brilliant guy. You understand? He has a team around him. He has a team around him that is a brilliant team.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he's definitely not going to do something that's not going to be in the benefit of his brand.
Trust me on that.
He know how to brand himself.
Mm-hmm.
He was able, let me tell you what Sabas was able to do. He was able, like you said, because even though they had acquired that license to become a legalized entity, there was still a stigma. There's still a stigma in the Bahamas when you talk about gambling,
mm-hmm.
playing numbers,
mm-hmm.
spinning the wheels. When you say things like that, there is a stigma still attached to that.
Yes.
But what Sabas was able to do, because of his level of brilliance and the team that he have around him, he was able to emerge himself into a prominent business figure. outside of the number. He was able to remove himself from that box that was the number boy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, of course you understand because you alluded to it already. He was able to exit that box as just being a number boy. So I understand where it is that you're going with all of this. My thing is, what I think, I'm going to go soon. I'm going to go shortly. My thing is, what I think happened is, I think that the appointment, both of them are playing each other. Both Dr. Minnis and Sebastian Bastian. I think both of them are trying to play each other.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Minnis, I feel like he appointed Sebastian so that he can silence his voice. Because if you notice when you watch Eyewitness News, or the blows that be coming on there, and I love Eyewitness News. I say stop the blows from coming, but I'm just saying they speak very candidly. No other news station speaks like that about the government that's in power, like Eyewitness News. Okay, so I think that the Prime Minister, he gave him that post to kind of like cool the fire a little bit, because now we're moving to election, so you got to pull out all stops. You understand what I'm trying to say? This ain't checkers, this chess. You got to pull out all stops. So if I'm going an election season and I know that there's a particular media who always on me, heavy, I'm going to try and get to the owner of that establishment now, try to cool up against him. You understand what I'm saying? And then I think Sabas took the post because of the fact that it's all about the branding. It's all about the cleaning up of the name. You understand? You don't know what could have been in it, Sabas. He's trying to open up a bank. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what license or whatever like that. You understand? But I do believe that there's something bigger than what meets the eye.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, continue to have a good show. I'll continue to sit back
Thank you so much for calling. Let me tell you something. Sabas is brilliant when it comes to, business. And I remember when I was working there, he's very big on technology, as we all know. And he and I used to battle each other all the time, because I used to say, when it comes to broadcasting, I don't care how much technology you come, but you still need people to run this thing. And he and I got into it a couple of times over that, because I thought that he was trying to go too far as it relates to, making things automated that, in my opinion, and I still hold to it, really needed a human being to be involved to make it work. But he's brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman. I suspect, again, I don't have any evidence. This is just my opinion. I believe he won't be prime minister one day, because the one thing he's lacking is prestige and power. And this, I believe, appointment is one step closer to what I believe is his goal, giving him a bit more prestige. But that's the one thing he lacking. He got all the money. He got the money. And what I find interesting, we are increasingly becoming a society that makes people, how do I put this? You are an expert on everything because you have money. I can talk something. When I first started working there, one of the senior people who had been there for a while came to me and he said, "Michelle, you can be all right. Just remember one thing." I said, "What's that?" "Sabas know everything." He said, "As long as you understand that, you can be all right." He said, "Even if he wrong, Sabas know everything." I say, wow. And I did live to see that, because like I say, he and I went back and forth a couple of times, when I disagreed with him on things. And I never scared. I tell him I don't agree. This is my opinion. I don't agree. You hire me because you figured I have a certain level of expertise, and I would like you to respect that expertise. That's why you hired me, and based on my level of expertise for which you hired me, this is my opinion on that. Sometimes I lost the argument because that's his money. He can do what he want to do with his money. I was only working for him. You know what I mean? But we have come to a place in the society where once you have money, all of a sudden you are an authority on everything. You write about everything. You're a wonderful person. The next Messiah, because you got plenty of money. Oh, people, that's a dangerous position to be in. That's a dangerous position to take. That's a very dangerous position, because just because you have money, and I'm not saying this specifically to Sabas, I'm just making a general statement. Just because you have money does not mean you have character. I want to repeat that. Just because you have attained a lot of money does not mean that you have character. And we as a people need to be very, very careful that we don't go down that road of worshiping people just because they have money. You got money? You good. You right. No matter what you say, you right. Because you got money. That's a scary place to be, people. And I'm afraid that that's where we headed. Now, as for this announcement and all this kind of thing, again, congrats, Abbas. Congrats. But I just strongly believe that something else going on there. Because I know you. And you ain't gonna do nothing unless you getting something with that deal. And it makes me wonder, and again, this is just just me wondering out loud. I wonder if this has anything to do with finances as it relates to the upcoming election. I'm just asking questions here. Has Abbas agreed to support Mr. Minnis in his effort to become prime minister again? Is that a part of what we see happening here? I'm not saying it is. I'm just asking questions. Back in the day, there used to be a song, Things That Make You Go, And when I saw that announcement, I said, now this is interesting. What's really going on here? Because my boy ain't gonna do something for nothing. He ain't gonna do something unless that benefits him. So yeah, just keep watching. I think time will tell exactly what's going on there. I have a text that says, man, where you been? I missed the show. I tried to reach the station to find out what happened. I thought they pull a Michelle on you. Laugh out loud. When did I think they meant to say, when did you start again? I just happened to turn on my radio to Glory. Couldn't take Dwight for 2 hours. Oh my God, stop it, people. We came back on air this week. I think it was Wednesday. We came back on air. So yeah, y'all, just keep watching. Keep your eye open and watch what's going on there. Because believe me when I tell you, Sebastian Bastian ain't gonna do nothing unless something in it for him. He ain't that generous. So my question in this whole thing is, what's in it for him? What is he getting out of this deal? Because it's a deal. It's a deal. Again, I ain't hating on him. Do you? I blame him for aspiring to greatness. But I think the rest of us got to stay woke and try to see what's really going on here, because there's more to that than meets the eye. Trust me on that. So, Carolyn is asking the question, is there something wrong with Mr. Bastian aspiring to greatness? Who said that there was? Carolyn? Who suggested that there was? What's your point? Nobody said there's something wrong with him aspiring to greatness. Nobody said anything about that. All I'm asking the question is, what's in it for him? What is in that announcement for him? What is in that appointment for him? And don't tell me serving his country as an ambassador. Yeah, right. I worked for Sabas. No, it's more than that. So, Carolyn, nobody said that there was anything wrong with him aspiring to greatness. So I don't know if you tuned in late and missed something, but nobody was suggesting that at all. All I'm doing is asking questions. What is in it for him? So Princess says, character is who you are in the dark when no one is looking. That's a good one, Princess. Yes. And let's see. Romel says, one man cannot hold greatness. One man cannot hold greatness. Do you need the foot? You need the eye. You need the head. You need the body. You need two hands two legs, and everything else, greatness and applying to one man, but only Jesus Christ. Okay, Romel, I get the point. All right, guys, I'm going to take my first break because my sponsors mean a whole lot to me. It's because of them that I'm on the air. And to that, and I want to say this, guys. If you see a business being sponsored on this show, please go and support that business, because it's a little rough out there for small businesses especially. We all know what this economy has become. It's rough out there. And for them to still be supporting this show in spite of that, because, I know it's rough. And I when I go to a potential sponsor and they say, Ms. Malcolm, I can't afford $400 a month, I say, I understand. Can you do $250? But it's rough out there. And so if you see a sponsor on this show, whether a commercial or a segment sponsor, I'm asking you to please go and support that sponsor. Support their business, because they're helping to keep the show on the air. And could not happen without them. So I just want to put in that plug for all of the businesses that are putting their money behind this show. So let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue with an open line show, TGIF. It's all about the week that was. Stay with us. This portion of GPS is brought to you by Alive. Alive. Believe in best.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
At Lee Air, safety is our number one priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all. Schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
Listen to Glory 93.9 FM, the best mix of traditional, classic, country, contemporary, and Caribbean gospel in New Providence, Bahamas.
dress, hats off, looking like I walked out of catalog. Everybody wanna know where I got it from. Catwalk, 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 boutique, where we make fashion statements. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements.
For the latest styles in women's clothing and accessories, visit Catwalk Boutique on Robertson Road East at the Helron Plaza. At Catwalk Boutique, we make fashion statements.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. And it's an open line show today. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. And so you know what that means. We're going to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the week that was? I have a text that says, Michelle, we are a nation for sale. As long as you have money to give to political parties, you can buy any position you want. I sincerely hope, Texter, that you are wrong. But I suspect you may be right. All right. So let's read a couple of comments. So Claudette says, they have something up their sleeve. It's not just that. Something else is coming. Just watch, wait, and see. It's coming. Stacy says, blessings. Lady Malcolm isn't saying that him aspiring for more is wrong. She's just saying she knows a deal went down. Carolyn says, is there even one public figure serving without expecting a personal benefit? And Melvern says, Michelle, we as Bahamians keep our eyes closed to what we don't want to see. We need to stay awake. Something is in the pipeline, my 5 cents. Well, you know, in response to Carolyn about if there's one public figure serving without expecting a personal benefit, I think that's what's wrong with this country. If the only reason you going in there is for what you could get, that's why we're in the position we're in right now. Am I muted? I'm muted, right? Okay, because I'm seeing it's thing saying that you've muted me. But anyway, okay. So that's why we're in this position we're in right now. This all for me, baby crowd. What's in it for me? I ain't coming to serve. I coming to see what I could get. So if you're right, Carolyn, that doesn't mean that we should continue to encourage that kind of behavior. So I don't know why you bringing up the point about is there one servant now who ain't looking for personal benefit? If you're right about that, then we got a problem. We have a serious problem. If that's the attitude, then that's why we're in this position, and that's the only point I make in here. I hating on Sabas. More power to him. We got to look at the people who make the decision to appoint him and question what's really going on. Okay, I'm not saying that he shouldn't aspire to greatness. We all should aspire to greatness. But for you to come and say, well, tell me one person who's serving without looking for supplement, personal benefit, bingo. That's why we in this conundrum we in right now. Because you got people who putting their own self-interest above what is best for this nation. So what's your point, Carolyn? What's your point? This is an opinion show, and I, as the host of the show, from time to time will give my opinion on stuff. So that's my opinion. That there's more to this than meets the eye, that there's something in it for him, and I am sticking to that. That's my opinion. If you have another opinion, you have all power to that, all rights to that opinion. But don't try to shut me down because my opinion differs from yours. That's my opinion. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good day, Michelle. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Busy as a beaver. Thank God for life.
Yes, sir.
Open line?
Yes.
I have a very perplexing question to ask. Mm-hmm. And I, first of all, want to say, I'm saying this with all due respect to anybody who might be affected by the lifestyle I'm about to refer to.
Mm.
In the United States, and I'm using them as a real case example because of something I heard on a Christian radio station lately over there.
Mm-hmm.
The United States is made up of people who are Christians and non-Christians, all of whom pay taxes. The Christians pay taxes, the non-Christians pay taxes. There's a move afoot, though, by the homosexual community in the United States to stop the federal government from giving funds to Christian schools if the Christian schools do not accept homosexuals as students. That
as students?
Yeah. The Christian colleges,
Mm-hmm.
they support the ideals and the principles of Christ.
Right.
Holiness, at least they're supposed to. Godliness, etc., etc., which is completely opposite to the lifestyle of homosexuality. God loves the sinner, but he hates the sin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the case in any instance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the homosexual agenda in the United States now is putting pressure on the Christian schools to force them to accept openly practicing acknowledged homosexuals without any of the Christian principles or guidelines being imposed on those students. And if the schools refuse to do so based on their principles, then the homosexual agenda is now lobbying the federal government to take away all grants from those Christians.
So if I understand what you're saying, they're not just concerned about a homosexual student being able to attend the school, but they're saying that they should be able to attend the school without having to hear the Christian message type of thing? Is that what they're suggesting? I'm not familiar with this case, by the way. So
yeah, I got you. But essentially, yes. But it's simply put to say that the homosexual student wants to attend, and they don't want to be refused admittance because of their homosexual lifestyle. But they seem to be promoting or flaunting their lifestyle wherever they go. And of course, the Christian life is not supportive, or the Christian schools or the Christian teaching is not supportive of that, or any lifestyle as ungodly. So the reason I'm bringing that up is, and I know we have some relevant concerns to that effect over here. Why is it that the homosexual agenda, knowing that Christians pay taxes, knowing that the Christian agenda is opposed to the homosexual agenda, why is it that they want to go to a school or university that is opposite their lifestyle? Why?
Well, clearly there's an agenda there. But I want to say this, though, and this, I don't want to say I want to play the devil's advocate, but I want to ask you some questions as it relates to this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because sin is sin.
Is sin. Yes.
And I don't want you to think that there are students going to Christian schools who aren't fornicating, who aren't lying.
Yeah, who aren't gambling, who aren't stealing, who aren't murdering.
Well, I don't want to go as far as murdering.
Well, you never know.
But my point is sin is sin is sin. So here's the thing. And I get what you're saying about there being an agenda. And I believe that there is an agenda. But here's the thing. Here's what I don't get. Remember when Jesus walked the face of the earth and they called him a wine bibber?
Yes.
Because he was hanging out with the people who was drinking, and he was hanging out with the prostitutes. And they said, you call yourself holy, and you hanging out with these prostitutes, and you hanging out with these, drunkards and thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his response was, I didn't come to heal
the righteous.
I came to heal the sick.
Exactly.
Right? So here's the thing. Now, it'd be a different thing for me if you're saying that they are saying they want to come to a Christian school and not be subjected to the Christian message. Now, that's a different thing.
That's what it sounds like to me, Michelle. I heard it on this Christian station. It's
now, like I said, I'm not familiar with this case, so I would have to go read up on it to see exactly what they're advocating.
Yes,
because to me, if you decide to go to a Christian school, then you expect to hear the Christian message,
and not only hear it,
right?
But you want to be subject to the rules and the guidelines of that Christian school.
But here's my thing. Agreed. But like I say, are they putting the same stipulations on children or on their students fornicating or lying? But now here's the point. Here's the point I want to make. Here's the point I want to make. As a Christian school, your school should be so saturated with the presence of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
That if you choose to come there as a homosexual, by the time we finish with you,
exactly,
you would be more than saved.
Yeah, you would be more than ready to
transformed. You would be preaching because of the presence and power of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. And see, the Christian schools are not refusing to accept them, as students.
Okay.
The Christian schools are concerned that they want their agenda to be highlighted or promoted or accepted. Let me use that word, accepted by the Christian schools instead of the homosexual students coming there and abiding under the rules of the Christian schools. They want the Christian schools to acknowledge and accept their homosexuality. And see, everybody has the right to live the way they want. Everybody has the right to live the way they want. So I am not judging somebody for being a homosexual. All I'm simply saying is when you know a school or an institution teaches or is established on principles opposing to you, why do you want to go there? Don't you have... why?
I heard a pastor once, I don't remember which pastor it was. He was on television. I think it was Jesse Duplantis, I think. And he was saying that they got a call from, I think, an openly gay man saying, I would like to come and work at your church. He said, and the Holy Spirit told him, be very careful and shrewd how you answer this man.
Exactly.
And so the response was, you are welcome to come and work at this church. We do not discriminate against you because of your homosexuality. But know this, when you come here, you will be immersed into an environment where there is worship. And he went on to describe everything that they do in terms of ushering in the presence of God.
Yes.
And his response was, while you are welcome here, you may not be comfortable in that environment.
Right.
Now, that was the way to deal with that.
That was the way to deal with it.
By the time he finished with that caller, he said, the gentleman said, I respect your position. Thank you so much. And that was the end of that.
Yes. And see, Michelle, that is wisdom.
That's wisdom.
That is the right way the Christian community ought to deal with any issue of sinful life. And like you said a while ago, you mentioned the other sins, fornicators, stealing, and all of those things. See, the fornicators don't have an agenda. The adulterer, etc., they don't have an agenda. Sinners, God loves sinners. No matter what the sin, God loves sinners. So God will welcome sinners, but a sinner cannot get into heaven based on their will and their way of living. They have to get into heaven on God's standards, God's conditions.
But that's all sinners, so that's not just homosexuals.
No, that's what I'm saying, sinners. Sinners, inclusive of any and all aspects of sin, cannot and will never enter heaven. It has to be on God's standard and God's standard exclusively and permanently.
Okay, I want to read some comments to you while you're on the phone because Stacy is like going to task on you. Let me read some comments.
Let her go. Yeah,
Let me read some comments from Stacy. Stacy says, this caller is way off topic. Does he live under a rock? He think only heterosexual students attend Christian schools? Sir, come off this phone talking nonsense. That's why that's what you're doing, bro. So people who don't fornicate and masturbate shouldn't attend Christian school. All these messages, she said it now. So what about students who are fornicating and masturbating? They shouldn't attend a Christian school? And then this is the last one.
Of course they should.
Hold on.
Of course they should.
And then she says, this man is too elderly to be talking foolery today. So how do you respond to all of those messages from Stacey? You clearly touched a nerve with her today.
Yeah, well, with all due respect to her, let me just say this. I am not speaking against their lifestyle. But yes, anybody is welcome. I'm sure any Christian school will welcome any student who is coming to that Christian school to learn whatever it is they're coming to learn. If the fornicator or the adulterer had an agenda that they wanted to push, the Christian school would have been within their rights to do the same thing or take the same stance as with the homosexual agenda or any other agenda that was ungodly. So, hey, look, I am imperfect. I went to schools in the United States. None of them were Christian schools. But I am blind, by the way, Stacy. But I was not discriminated because I was blind. But you know what I had to do, Stacy? I had to learn how to get around on that school campus all by myself. I had to learn to live within the context of the school environment. Otherwise, I couldn't function there. So the sinner going to a Christian college ought to be allowed to go there. They have the right and the freedom to go wherever they choose. But the homosexual, the fornicator don't have a right, in my honest opinion. The fornicator doesn't have a right, or the masturbator don't have the right to go masturbate on the campus for everybody to see. They don't have a right to do that.
Well, I agree, but
not for everybody to see.
So are you?
That's indecent and improper, wouldn't it be, Michelle?
So are you saying that the homosexual will be having homosexual relations
for
everybody to see?
No. To be very clear, no, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Let me make that very clear. I'm just wanting to make a point to Stacey as well, that anybody, when they go to a Christian school, if they choose to go there, they are welcomed by that Christian school because God loves the sinner and God would accept any sinner, no matter what the sin is. All I'm saying is God has standards, and those standards are supposed to be practiced by the Christian colleges. And if one wants to go to that Christian college, whether they're homosexual, whether they are a fornicator, whether they are a thief, they should be aware of and be willing to abide by the principles and the religious teachings of that Christian school.
Okay, so Carolyn is agreeing with you. Carolyn says the caller is just saying that they cannot be allowed to change the system but conform to the Christian school's principles.
Exactly. Thank you, Carolyn. That's all I'm saying. You know, the Christian, God says, whoever so will may come.
Mm-hmm.
God accepts anybody who wants to come to him. Not saint, because the saint is already there. But any aspect of sin. God hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. Jesus Christ died to get rid of sin. But Jesus Christ died to save the sinner. Homosexuals may be saved. Fornicators are saved. Adulterers are saved. Liars are saved. But they have to do it God's way.
Mm-hmm.
So when one goes into a Christian environment, that Christian environment is godly, righteous, holy. These are the principles. So why go there to change those things when you know they are opposed to the... Or why go there wanting to change the way that school lives, or wanting the federal government to get to take the funding away from taxpayers just because the taxpayer university recipient does not agree with your lifestyle? I mean, if you're accepted and you're accepted based on you being a student and you're not flaunting whatever the lifestyle might be, if you're not flaunting it, I don't think any Christian college would have a problem, or any Christian university, or any Christian church would have a problem, because we are supposed to welcome sinners All I'm saying, Michelle, and I'll end on this note, it just concerns me that particularly, and it's not only the homosexual agenda, but it's particularly the homosexual agenda, they have imposed their way on the Boy Scout, which is a philosophy which is founded on Christian principles in the United States. And everywhere they go, and everybody has a right to live the way they wish to live. I'm not knocking one's right to live the way they want to. Not at all. Because I'm imperfect, just like the other person out there. But if there's a standard, if there are policies, if there are guidelines, it is my honest and humble opinion that at a university wherein taxpayers pay, where students and faculties pay taxes, they should never be deprived of federal government funding because they do not wish to have the homosexual agenda openly expressed on that college. The homosexual student, yes. The fornicator, yes. Except, yes. But not the agenda, because the agenda of the homosexual is contrary to God and to the Christian agenda. Why would the homosexual, knowing that, want to go there? That's my question.
I got your point.
God bless you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for calling, JT.
You're welcome.
Wow. Okay, so, all right, that's a very interesting. I have to go read up on that case. I was not actually familiar with it, to tell you the truth. This is the first time hearing about it. So I have to go and read up on that to see exactly what they are asking for. Because you really have to use wisdom, especially in the United States where they sue you for any and everything. You really need to use wisdom in a situation like that. And I'm pretty sure it was Jesse Duplantis who talked about how he responded when that person came at him. He said the Holy Spirit warned him, be very careful how you answer this. And because of his wisdom and guidance of the Holy Spirit, he was able to, say, yeah, you're welcome here. But you may not be comfortable here because we worship God. We can be ushering in the presence of the Holy Spirit. And if that goes against what you are into and what you believe, you may not necessarily be comfortable, but you're welcome to come. So I just think that they need to be very, very wise in how they respond to that. Because you can't tell people you can't come to my university because you are homosexual. And that decision is based on you living a sinful lifestyle. Because if that's the case, you're going to put plenty of people out of school. Because just because they go into a Christian university don't mean they're Christians. So they need to use wisdom when it comes to how to handle that situation. Thanks so much, JT, for bringing it up. All right, we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to come back home to the Bahamas and talk about the week that was. So stay with us. This is TGIF Open Line Show on GPS. This portion of GPS is brought to you by Bahamas Orthodontic Center, celebrating 30 years of designing and creating beautiful smiles. Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy. ABECA-focused and Ministry of Education approved, we foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy Schools on Fire Trail and Soldy Roads for more information.
At the Shirley Street Plaza, you'll find Le Petit Gourmet, a small cafe that's big on flavor. Handcrafted delights made with love will not only please your palate, but feed your soul. Call us at 394-1251. 8 to 12 minutes is all it takes for a burglar to rob your home or business. Security Systems International provides professional and affordable solutions for both. Call 396-5000 for your customized quote. Gwen's Alterations provides professional services for all your tailoring needs, including face masks to keep you safe and in style. A stitch in time saves 9. So call us today at 393-6227.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing Fast Acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Piratesville, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional beauty services. Our state-of-the-art and contemporary equipment creates a relaxing ambiance for you to enjoy while we cater to you. Need a hairstylist? We cater to all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, friendly staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Want to be pampered? Want to be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM, where God is glorified and the people of God edified. Yeah, I like that. All right, so I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. This is a TGIF open line show today. We are talking about the week that was, or anything else you want to get off your chest, like JT just did. The telephone line to call is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the text line is 828-2543. 828-2543 is the number to call. The text, sorry. 828-3543 is the text line. 828-2543 is the... I did that right? Okay, let me get this right. 828-3543 is the number to call. 828-3543 is the number to call. 828-2543 is the text line. 828-2543 is the text line. All right. And of course, you can leave a comment on Facebook, and we will get to them as soon as we can. Pick out a couple of them that are good and get them on the air. So the big news this week was the budget debate, and it was revealed in the budget debate, well, among many things that came forward, is that there will be a continuation of the assistance program for those that were furloughed as a result of COVID-19. The unemployment assistance benefit will be extended, and that was good news for a lot of people who are really, going through. So let's take a listen to what the minister had to say as it relates to that, and then we're going to talk about it on the other side.
Up until September, that we will continue those existing unemployment benefits. But again, as we said, it is really about trying to transition from the government continuing to pay out the unemployment benefits to the government now finding ways to stimulate the private sector to create employment.
I am so relieved to hear that, but I hope it's more than just talk. We need to see some action as it relates to that, because there's an old saying, and I talked about it on the show yesterday with the two gentlemen. You know, if I come to you hungry, you can give me a fish and feed me for a day, or you can teach me how to fish and feed me for a lifetime. Because then instead of coming to you asking for a handout, I can now go and supply my own fish, catch my own fish, sustain myself and my family. And the thing is, whereas there's definite need, don't get me wrong, don't misconstrue what I'm about to say, because I get it, people are hurting, right? So I think you have to, you know, in instances where people are you're going through such a hard time, you got to give them the fish. But do you just continue to give them a fish every day? Or do you say, okay, let's help you now to learn how to fish, even in the midst of this difficult period that we're all going through? There are ways that you can fish in this environment. Let me teach you how to do that. You know, in that clip, the minister was talking about job creation. I really like the conversation that we had on the show yesterday, because we need to move our people from only thinking about holding on to a job towards, you know, creating opportunities for themselves and perhaps others. And as we discussed on the show yesterday, you don't have to have a college degree to do that. You don't have to have a doctorate or a master's degree to do that. You just have to have a good idea. I think we need to get to the place where it is, I don't know if mandatory is the right word, but because we have passed so many people through our school system without ensuring that they are properly educated based on their skill sets and what they can possibly bring to the work environment, I think it needs to be mandatory that we help some people to better their lives by re-educating them. In order for you to receive this assistance, you have to go through this class to learn how to read, or whatever the situation may be. I think, caller, just give me a minute. I'm going to come to you right now. I think that we need to assess and not everybody will need to do that. Some people are already in a position where they just fell on hard times, and, you know, not that they aren't educated or anything like that. So that's not what I'm suggesting. But for those who are not, should we not try to help these people beyond just giving them a fish for the day? What are your thoughts on that? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Michelle, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You know what really puzzled me? I'm a farmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what really puzzled me is that we go into this cycle every 5 years, and I never hear no government before Mr. Pendleton dead mention agriculture. The last time agriculture never had a budget for the last, must be 30 years. And it really puzzled me to see and to understand. I never could understand why we never, as a people, want to develop agriculture. Because we don't want to develop agriculture because the people in Florida could sell you rotten banana, he could sell you rotten plant, he could sell you bad rice, he could sell you bad grits, he could sell you bad meat. To kill you out of the world, and nobody, all the halls said, do you realize that this place, the Bahamas, got more wholesale business than any Caribbean country?
Caller, how old are you?
I am 83 years old now.
Do you remember the days when the Bahamas had a vibrant agricultural industry?
Yes, I remember those days because I remember a ship leaving for me every Sunday with tomatoes. We used to plant tomatoes in August, and we get tomatoes, 3 cups of tomatoes in that crop of tomato in the same year, and another crop after that, and another crop. 3/4 tomatoes. We were shipping tomatoes, we were shipping oranges, we were shipping tangerine, we were shipping pineapple, we were shipping everything. But
outside of the country,
nobody
right?
want this country to succeed.
It was being shipped outside of the country, right?
Shipped outside this country.
Yes. Okay. So, I'm saying all of this for the young people who listen and who didn't know this, right? Because we had a very vibrant agricultural industry. I remember as a child in primary school, one of the things that we had to learn was which islands were known for growing which produce. Like Exuma was the island for onions. Eleuthero was the island for pineapples. I still remember these lessons that we had to learn in primary school. We had to know which islands were known for producing which, this was a part of our teaching. Now, when I was in the other place, I did a show on food security. And one of the people who was a guest on that show was Rupert Roberts. And he said something very interesting. He said, we made a decision, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said, we made a decision when we decided to go in the direction of tourism. We didn't have sufficient people to work in farming as well as work in tourism. So we made a decision to abandon agriculture and large scale to pursue tourism. I say that to say this. That was a deliberate act to dismantle the vibrant agricultural industry that we had. And I remember saying to him at the time of that show, in hindsight, that was a mistake. Because you put all your eggs in the basket of tourism. And I'm not knocking tourism. Tourism is a wonderful industry, but it is, what's the word I'm looking for? It is vulnerable.
But listen, let me say something. At the time, we had a vibrant agriculture, and we didn't have enough people as we have now. We didn't have it because all of the old ladies who were working in the farms, all who the people who want to work in the farms who were working in the farms. We had about 150,000 people, not even 150,000 people at that time. Right now, if any government, see, this is so deep. If there's any government want this country to move forward, every Bahamian who want a job could have a job in the fishing industry, in the poultry industry, in the farming industry. Do you know tomatoes is one of the main crops you can sell any time of the year? The lettuce is the one you can't even find in the food store. Sometimes in the food store. These crops, you can grow them in greenhouses. And nobody seems to want to do anything about it because agriculture don't have a budget. Sometimes I grow pigs to feed milk, break down for days that I can't get no feed. It seems like this thing, to me right now, if the Bahamian people really listen to my voice, who under the sound of my voice, if we can't change this system, we're dead. Thank you, Michelle. We're dead.
Thank you for calling. I think I'm going to do another show on this station on food security because it's a serious problem. There was another caller trying to get through when he was on. Please call back. We listen. One of the things that I admire about places like Jamaica, for instance, Jamaica has. Okay, caller, just let me finish this point, then I'm going to bring you in. Jamaica has very vibrant manufacturing industries when it comes to food, etc. And if they produce a particular product in that country, they make it almost impossible for you to import that product into that country. The only way you could import that product is if they, for whatever reason, can't meet the supply. Then they will say, okay, we can let you import a little bit of this. But ain't no, like how I hear these food store owners talking about, well, it's difficult to buy local, and it's just easier to buy these things from abroad. And, the locals, they can't keep up with the supply and all this kind of stuff. And yet their things rotting for a long time would be rotting at the produce exchange. So there's a missing element here. There's a missing element. Like, how is it that I had seen a caller coming to you right now. I had seen somebody had sent out a video of onions rotting on the ground in one of our family islands. Rotting. But yet we have local stores importing stuff. Why? Let's go to the phone call, to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good morning, Miss Michelle Malcolm.
Good morning.
Blessings to Jesus and those in the Holy Spirit. Berenice Johnson, the original. Let me say good morning to my mortal boss, former Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Ingham, and all the administration, the 45th anointed appointed President Donald John Trump and his team, the 46th President Joe Robinette Biden and Mrs. Biden and his team, and Vice President Kamala Harris and her team. Why I open with that intentionally is, now you all need sponsors. I had international sponsors because of the Reagan administration investigation that took place here. Okay, when you had Dr. Gilbert Morris on the show, he stated, and I hope you can confirm it, that there's a difference between finance and economics. Finance is the power of purchase, okay? And we need to access the monies that we already. That gentleman who was on speaking about farming was number one before tourism. Because back in the days when I speak to identifying and knowing your history from 1912, we had most of our white Bahamians who plenty people disrespect about how they come by their monies, used to transfer all of their goods to the United States of America, because we in the Bahamas was a protectorate of the United States of America and still is. We share laws. And that is one of the reasons. May I put my number out? Because several individuals used to try to reach me, to contact me, when Carlton Smith had a show. Now, it is alleged that they have perished in that flight. I think it was when Minister Hanna announced it in the House of Assembly. But however, if they still want to sponsor a show, they can sponsor you, come through you, Miss Michelle Malcolm. It doesn't matter, because I don't necessarily have to call through, but just to facilitate people to share in the history in trying to bring some healing and comfort to our people, because our people are not supposed to be homeless, hungry, and in desperation. Okay? So my phone number for all of those, especially in the United States, because the Eurasia Bloc, we have to bring this into an open forum in the police force, Paul Ferguson Center. I already made some arrangements so they can, if they contact you, my phone number is 1242-426-7762. Anyone who wishes to sponsor Miss Michelle Malcolm and Mr. AJ, what's the station name? Global Station. Please sponsor them so that people can have the freedom to express what is going on in the Bahamas once they do so responsibly. Okay? God bless you, Miss Michelle Malcolm.
Thank you. If you want to sponsor the show, you can call us directly. I don't understand why we got to go through Berenice to sponsor the show. But anyway, my number is 805-6430. If you want to sponsor GPS, you can reach out and give me a call, and we'll work something out for you. Okay? But thanks, Berenice, for your support. Appreciate it. But yeah, y'all can come directly to us. Okay? If you want to sponsor one of the shows, but you don't have to go through the middleman to do so. All right. So yeah, that was an interesting call. Okay. So let's take one more break. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears. And we're going to talk about what's going on in Abaco with these shanty towns. Very interesting developments there. We're going to talk about it on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. And by BMP Liquidators. high quality furniture, and home goods at very reasonable prices.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy, with Mailboat's U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the Mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the Mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood, hey, hey. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, hey. Everything you want, Ocean Blue got it. Ocean Blue, friendly and clean, best service you ever seen. Ocean Blue is the best in seafood, hey. Fresh out the water and affordable too, hey. Ocean Blue Seafood, we are here for you. Ocean Blue Seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Burnett Road. Contact us at 393-216.
The freshest wave of glory to hit the Bahamas. This is the all-new Glory 93.9 FM, where God is glorified. and the people of God edified.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. And during the break, Berenice called back to explain that she wasn't trying to say that she should be the middleman. And Berenice, I had to cut you off because I didn't want you to come on air. I didn't want us to come back off from the commercial break with us having that conversation. So I get your point, Berenice. She said she's just trying to encourage people to sponsor our show. So thank you so much, Berenice, for that. We appreciate your support. Okay. But I had to cut you off because we were about to come out of commercial break and I didn't want to come out of the break with us talking on air. Okay. So let's go to our final clip of the day. Some interesting developments going on in Abaco. We see where the government is demolishing more of the houses that were erected in the farm in Abaco. And while addressing members of the press about the demolition, that the government saying that another 200 houses are to come down, the minister made a very, very interesting statement. In essence, what he said was, where these people go is not my concern. Let's go to the clip.
That may sound harsh, but when they went out there and built in direct contravention of the law, they were new or ought to have known that they were breaching the law of the Bahamas. They've gotten notices now for more than 28 days, and they've done nothing. It's very important for them to utilize their resources, whatever resources they had to build the house in the first place. They could have applied in accordance with the law, gotten permits, and be able to lawfully construct something just the way any of you all would do. We will be spending your money to rescue people in the midst of a hurricane if there's another hurricane in Abaco. In addition to there's no sanitation facilities. These are diseases waiting to happen. There are a number of houses in New Providence, shanty houses, that are the same lines. You all might have heard me speak about it. Last week I got a complaint from one Bahamian. Every week I get complaints from Bahamians. Last week I got a complaint from a Bahamian man, who had gone to the bank, borrowed money, purchased 2 lots. During the pandemic, he could not do anything on his property. Went back after the pandemic and found 19 shanty houses on his lots when he's trying to be able to get additional money to be able to build his home. That is what we're facing. It's a very serious issue. We take it seriously, and we're going to carry out our mandate in accordance with the law.
Okay. So that sounds really, really good. Right? We're tearing down these 200 homes, which from what I'm hearing are now vacant because the people have since moved and are rebuilding elsewhere in Abaco. We're going to get to that in a second. But you have a whole 200 homes to tear down. So if y'all were really taking this seriously, how them 200 homes went up? We ain't talking one home, Delton, or 10, or 20. 200 homes to tear down. They ain't just spring up overnight. So you didn't go to sleep tonight and tomorrow you wake up and 200 homes were there. We saw the videos coming out of Abaco asking, why are the authorities not dealing with this? These people are creating another community. Nobody lifted a finger. All the authorities turned a blind eye to what was going on. And then you're going to wait till you get to over 200 homes to decide you're serious about the problem. Now, I've seen recent video that the people building again in another section of Abaco. I think it's Dundas Town this go round. And, you know, back in the day, you used to have to go deep in the bush to find these shanty towns, right? They built it right on the side of the road. Homes going up, going up. So, are y'all going to turn a blind eye again while this is going on? Or are y'all going to deal with this from the very onset? And then, I got a problem, Minister Bannister. Because I don't understand how you could say it ain't my problem where they go. That's all our problem. Because what I don't understand in this whole exercise, while you tearing down homes, why you ain't rounding up those who are here illegally and sending them home? How come that ain't a part of this discourse? Or is that, I guess you're saying that's another ministry problem, eh? Well, y'all don't talk, y'all don't communicate with each other, eh? Y'all don't sit around the same table, eh? I don't understand how it is not a part of this discussion that we are tearing down homes and we're also apprehending these people who built these homes to the best of our ability to send them out of the country if they are here illegally and don't have the rights to be here. How come I ain't hearing nothing about that? Did I miss something, Delton? You ain't hear nothing either. Oh, okay. Because, you can't keep up with everything. I try my best. But, sometimes things will slip through. So I figured maybe that one would have slipped through. Right? Because I ain't hearing nothing but that. So how you could make the statement that ain't my concern where you go? Yes, your concern. In the same way as my concern and every other Bahamian concern. Because we all know we are being overrun by illegal immigrants. And I ain't talking about no one particular nationality. Because they're coming from all over the world. We are being overrun by illegal immigrants. But you can make the statement that ain't my concern where they go? Well, who concerned it is, Minister? Who concerned it is? So why we going through this exercise of tearing down these homes if y'all ain't gonna put the same amount of effort into rounding up these people and sending them home? And I have a problem with the narrative. Oh, they don't have nowhere else to go. They do have somewhere else to go. It's called their native country, where they come from. How come that ain't a part of this discussion? I can say something. Could it be that it's because we have many of the leaders in our current administration who may be conflicted in this regard? I just asking questions. Now you figure out what I mean when I say conflicted. Y'all smart. All my viewers are smart people. Y'all ain't dumb. Y'all ain't slow. So you know just where I going. Right? Are they turning a blind eye to this because they're conflicted? You can't make the statement, Minister, that it ain't your concern where they go. What kind of thing that is? Well, who concerned it is? Lord have mercy upon us. Ronnie says, seriously, no communication between the ministries. Oh boy, I don't know. Siobhan says, while illegal migrants are an issue in the Bahamas, the videos we keep seeing and the reports we are hearing is that our own Bahamians, so that's true, are violating the laws by enabling them. Please stop this casting the blame. Send them home to Haiti. You know, Kai Mills, who will, by the way, be on the show next week, Tuesday. Kai Mills says it all the time, Siobhan. We don't have a Haitian problem. We have a Bahamian problem. Because Bahamians collecting money from these people and giving them permission to go build on ground land. Bahamians doing that. Bahamians are enabling this because it's all about their pocketbook. All about what's in it for me. They ain't care that they selling the country down the road for a bowl of porridge. They ain't care that they selling their birthright for a bowl of porridge. They ain't care. All they know is I receiving this $2,000 and to hell with the rest of y'all. I got mine. According to one video that I see circulating now, they say one of the people who collected money from these migrants in Abaco is a pastor. Now, how is that godly, pastor, if that's true? God ain't pleased. God ain't pleased, Delton. If that's true, he ain't pleased. He ain't pleased, pastor. You need to repent. You can't be selling out your country for a couple dollars, man. Come on. Is that all the Bahamas is worth to you? I don't understand how people could be so selfish. I really don't get it. You see the problem we have in our country, but you can go marry a foreigner for $1,500. That's all your birthright is worth to you. And that's another big racket. But these women marrying these men for a couple dollars. Like, what $1,500 can do for you? What? You can sell your birthright for $1,500? You need to get locked up. You and him need to get locked up. Because if that's all this country worth to you, you clearly don't have no love for this country. We have a Bahamian problem. I agree with Guy. But it can be where the leaders of our country are going to be making a statement like, it ain't my problem where they go. Well, whose problem it is? How is that not a part of your plan to deal with this problem? Tear down the house, build it back up. 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 These are the games we play. Because it's a game. They ain't serious. This is a game. Election coming, make it look like you're doing something, go tear down 200 houses. But turn a blind eye to them. Same people building up again in another area. You ain't see that. Right to the main road, in the bush. So you can't say, I didn't see it going on. So you're going to wait till they build another 200 homes before you go tear them down? Come on, man. Y'all stop playing. Lord, the people going to be sucking my teeth on the radio. I just forget sometimes, Delton. I got to behave myself. Come on, man. How the man can say it ain't his concern? Who concerned it is, Minister? What are y'all thoughts on it? Let me hear from y'all. 828-3543 is the number to call. 828-3543 is the call line, and the text line 828-2543. 828-2543 is the number to text. And of course, you can put a message on our Facebook stream. You can put a comment there. And if you behave yourself, we might be able to put your comment on, because some of y'all might be saying some things I can't put on the air, even though they're on Facebook. And so let's see. Siobhan says, won't send home their own people. All right. Ronnie says, selling out our beautiful Bahama land for a bowl of porridge. Treasonous people. I agree with you. Murnell says, it is alleged that Mr. Johnson's brother is giving them permission right here in Nassau. I'm glad you say alleged, because we can't get sued here. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
Great. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. My mind got on you when I heard that 2 Haitian police officers and
forging documents. Yeah, allegedly.
But they were saying it's actually 4, but only 2 went before the court. And I remember when you said that the African man reached out to you and let you know that he could easily get passport to come to the Bahamas.
Yep.
And then the British man get our passport, get all these documents. I agree with Kyle Mills.
We got a problem as a
the,
people.
the people who giving out our birthright to these people. How is it that you could come here, get all these documents, and we who have a right to go and get our documents always have a problem? Got to go back, come back this day, come back the next week. And these people could get these things so easy. Man, these things coming from the top level. And that video I saw last time with all those houses building up, it's ridiculous, man. We really got to do something in this Bahamas.
We ain't serious.
We ain't serious at all.
Not at all.
And then the people who paying their mortgage for years and years lose their job, and the bank won't take them out. They done pay their mortgage 10 times and still owe more than what they borrow. It's unbelievable, man. I tired of the PLP, the F&M, all them. We need a new breed of people Go. I told someone God gotta help me with this one because I thought last election was the right people. I ain't listening to no more words. I tired of these people's words. God help us in this election.
What does Gino D song say? Gino D say, I tired getting swing.
Yeah, we get swing too much, man.
Thank you so much for calling. Serious
All
thing,
right, bye-bye.
man. Serious thing. I have a text that says, Michelle, did you hear about the measly $7,000 fine for the Haitian men who were caught with fraudulent documents? We gotta be joking. $7,000 is nothing to these fraudsters. My dear, I know what to tell you, son. I don't know what to tell you. But if we don't get serious about this problem, I mean, this done so far gone. But, you know, I always believe it's never too late to do the right thing. Because some people will throw up their hand and say, man, ain't nothing we can do no more. They done take over, whatever. It's too far gone. It's never too late to do the right thing. We got to start doing the right thing, y'all. For the sake of this nation, we have to start doing the right thing. Because if we don't, we are very, very close, if not already, to losing this country. Gone. You got people who are advocating, oh, we need more people, so just open the floodgates. Let them all in. We need more people. And my question to that is, do you just need more bodies or do you need more people who are going to build up this nation and not contribute to its destruction? Are we just looking for more bodies? And how do you determine who these people can be, who we need? How you determine who you can just open the floodgates and let them in because we need more people? Y'all are so disingenuous. And I'm talking to these activists, these, you know, who like to go run into the UN about human rights. And I am not in any way suggesting that we should not treat people humanely. Of course we should. A human being is a human being is a human being, no matter which country they come from. But you can't tell me that I'm supposed to just open the floodgates and let everybody in because we need more people. And they come and they bring their culture with them. And if that culture destroyed their country, what you think it can do to us? And we supposed to just stand by and say nothing because if you say something, then you're xenophobic? Man, y'all better stop playing here. Because this is the only Bahamas I have. I know maybe you got another one in your back pocket somewhere, but this is the only one I got. And I will certainly not sit by and watch y'all destroy this country for whatever agenda you got going on. Because this is the only Bahamas I have. We got to get serious. The man say, ain't my problem where they go. Well, blow me down. Who problem it is, minister? Who problem it is? If it ain't your problem. Y'all don't miss next Tuesday show because you know Kai gonna bring it, right? We will be talking about what's going on in Navajo next week, Tuesday. Kai Mills will be the guest. We're gonna have some good shows next week. Kai is on Tuesday. Marlon Johnson is on Thursday. And we're going to be talking to him about this budget that has been presented. Of course, Wednesday, you've got the Wellness Wednesday show. And I'm still working to nail down my Monday show. I hope to know by end of day whether or not the guest that I'm going after is going to be available. And if they are, it'll be a very powerful show as well. So don't miss the show next week, y'all. It's going to be some good stuff. And I try very hard to always, bring you something that you can walk away from at the end of the day and feel like you learn something, that you were informed of something. I try not to do fluff. And it ain't easy to sit in a seat. I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes you get really, really physically exhausted. When they had that blackout, this was before we went off the air for the 2 weeks. There was a blackout, and the electricity went off. I think when I was in my hairdresser's shop and my beautician's salon, getting my hair done to come to the station, and she is very close to the station. So when it went out here, it went out there as well. And no, it went out when I was home. I still went to the salon just in case it came back on. And I was in communication with the station, and they were like, well, we have to see what happens if the light comes back on. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was secretly praying the light didn't come back because I was so tired. I say, Lord, I'm so tired. If the light don't come back on, I get a day off. I gotta lie, I was tired. Because I try to, sometimes I'm up very, very late at night looking for the right clips. And you might say, Michelle, why don't do it in the day? Because I got other stuff going on. I'm a health coach. I got clients throughout the day, and I got a lot going on. And so oftentimes I'm up very, very late at night trying to find the right clips for whatever show I'm working on. And I've been honestly burning the candle at both ends sometimes. So sometimes you get really, really tired doing this. And especially if you try to do it, with some degree of quality. In other words, not just come and, shoot the breeze, but really bring some kind of quality to the show. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do this. It's hard work. And sometimes you get tired, but I will tell you the truth. I really enjoy this work because I believe that this is my way of contributing to the development of our nation. You may not agree with everything that I have to say. Chances are you won't, right? But we don't have to agree with each other to be able to work together to try to build the nation, because you may have a viewpoint that could benefit me and I may have a viewpoint that could benefit you. If we were all thinking exactly alike, the world would be a very boring place. So, diversity is a good thing. Having varying opinions is a good thing because I don't know everything. So I welcome other opinions, and I see this show as a platform through which I can contribute to nation building. So no matter how tired I get, I find a way to get it done because this is important work to me. This is not just me passing 2 hours a day, because I ain't got nothing else to do. I see this as work. I see this as my contribution to history in the making, because every day we are making history. And so if you are like-minded and feel that you too want to make a contribution, but you don't have a radio platform, then support those who do, who you feel are making a difference. Support those of us who do. I think we're doing important work here. I really do. I think there's a reason why I was taken off the air at the other station, because I was, mashing some corns, touching on some topics even. And I want y'all to know, even before that whole situation went down with me being taken off because of Lincoln Bain, I was already getting messages of that I knew it was coming. So Lincoln was just the excuse that they used to do what they wanted to do, which was to silence me, because too many of the shows that I was doing was going after, some rich, powerful people. So they had to put me in my place and shut me up. But that didn't just start with that show with Lincoln. Oh, no, that was in development. I knew it was coming. He just gave them an excuse to do what they wanted to do. So the work that we are doing here is very, very important, because I specifically chose the slogan when we inked the deal that we have with the station, "The truth has a new home." I meant exactly that, because the freedom that we have here, I would not be able to enjoy there. Now, this is a gospel station, so, we have to be very careful of some of the things, we can't just say any and everything, we got to keep in line with the principles of this station. But, I don't make it a habit to be cursing on air or nothing like that. So, so that's not a problem for me. But this is important work that we're doing, people. Somebody has to keep them honest. And when I say them, I talk in whether it's FNM, PLP, DNA, Coalition of Independence, Bahamas Constitution Party. We got so many parties out there. Whoever governs the nation, somebody has to keep them honest. That is the role of a true free press. And more, that is being degraded in this country. When you see When you see they're going to call a press conference and tell the members of the press you can only ask 2 questions and you can't do no follow-up, and then you ain't going to answer the question what I ask. When you see now where ministries are calling a press conference with no press, how you going to have a press conference and the press ain't there? Just call it a conference. How you can say you have a press conference and ain't no press in the house? Y'all joking bad, you know. But this is what is going on in this little country of ours. The work that we are doing is important to the preservation of our democracy. I want you all to understand that's how important this work is. But we need your support. It's not enough to just listen on the show and say, girl, Michelle, girl, you got a good show. And then you running a business and you ain't willing to put a couple dollars in it. And don't get me wrong. I understand. I know it's tough out there. I know it's rough out there. But I want you to know we have some really very affordable rates to work with you. We got to let people know you're out there. Let people know you're still alive. We can help you with that. So give us a call. 805-6430 is the number to call me. 805-6430. I'm sure Adrian would have given out his number on his show. And let us see how we can work with you to get the word out. But understand, we are doing some important work here. This is important work, y'all. Whether or not you agree with what we have to say, somebody got to keep them honest. And that is what we aim to do here. The truth has a new home. But the home got to be paid for. So help us do that. Guys, that's my time today. It feels good to be back in the saddle. I ain't gonna lie. You know, they say be careful what you ask for, because when I was praying for the Lord for the light not to come back on, I didn't expect we was gonna be off for 2 whole weeks. You know what I mean, Delton? Be careful what you pray for. So it's good to be back in the house. And looking forward to being with you guys all of next week. Don't miss a show. It's going to be some good stuff. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good weekend, everybody.